What? It is me. I'm back. I know. It's been a month. You may have missed me. I would have missed me, but you might have missed me. My voice is here to tell you it's time for another video. I know. What's happened? Did I die? No. Essentially, moving house is a long step of short steps. Across a gravel floor, downwards on the water. You never know what issues you're going to get while doing it. And that's what my past month has been. Having no time to do this stuff, as moving has been a bit more complicated. But I bet you're wondering, what happened to Banjovi? What happened to the group? Well, it's time for a new episode today. And it is great to be back doing this again. I have missed doing this. I just have not had the spare time. Which is a massive shame. Because these have always been fun. So, the jailbreak was afoot. Fife already making his first move, snapping the neck of the guards. Shocking the party. It's like, wow. We're not going to get anywhere staying still here, are we? What? It is me. I'm back. I know. It's been a month. You may have missed me. I would have missed me, but you might have missed me. My voice is here to tell you it's time for another video. What? It is me. I'm back. I know. It's been a month. You may have missed me. I would have missed me, but you might have missed me. My voice is here to tell you it's time for another video. I know. What's happened? Did I die? No. Essentially, moving house is a long step of short steps. Across a gravel floor, downwards on the water. You never know what issues you're going to get while doing it. And that's what my past month has been. Having no time to do this stuff, as moving has been a bit more complicated. But I bet you're wondering, what happened to Banjovi? What happened to the group? Well, it's time for a new episode today. And it is great to be back doing this again. I have missed doing this. I just have not had the spare time. Which is a massive shame. Because these have always been fun. So, the jailbreak was afoot. Fife already making his first move, snapping the neck of the guards. Shocking the party. It's like, wow. We're not going to get anywhere staying still here, are we? One of the new friends Banjovi met was a very tall dwarf. After talking and getting to know him, he was the Dwarven King. As apparently, to be the Dwarven King, you just have to be a very tall dwarf. What was I thinking at the time? I do not know. What drugs was I taking, or what was I drinking when I decided that was how the Dwarven monarchy was run? By being a dwarf. Anyway, I digress. He came out and said, well, I'm not going anywhere without my weapons. These are passed down generation to generation. I'm not going without them. Banjovi agreed. Mainly because he didn't want to leave his loot behind. I say loot, I mean stuff he's stolen, not the instrument. Because he plays a banjo, not a lute. So they made their way around, sneaking through, trying to be discreet as much as they can. And got to the weapons. The Dwarf King found his small little hammer. And a bigger hammer next to it. He explained the significance of being the hammer. So this essentially allows us to have some earth manipulation powers, nothing major. It allows us to knock walls out with a single tap. And this is just a powerful hammer. You know, long stick, big head, it's a hammer. I can bash schools, melons. I can help install furniture. I can do carpentry with it. I can do some carpentry with it. The dwarf joked. Now everybody was restocked and retooled, and it was ready to move on. They had to go through and get out of town, but they knew there was a rider here, so they had to be careful. And they didn't know which rider it was, or how powerful this rider was. Because once they dealt with past, they dealt with themselves. But just because one they could kill, didn't mean they could kill all of them. The very tall dwarf, the king, never gave the party their names, because he just assumed, but being the king alone, his presence, his majesty, that they would already know his name, so he didn't give it out. Bonked the wall with his mortal hammer, and it crumbled. He let out a very hard chuckle. I missed this thing. See, if I had this, I could have booked out a long time ago. He left onto the courtyard, the party behind him. Guards were in front, spears levelled, shields raised, swords being drawn. Party did the same, but they was counting the numbers. MB was outgunned, outnumbered, but not outskilled. The king looked at us like, guys, I've got this. I need to stretch some muscles. And these are gonna warm up for me. Cue Immigrant song by Led Zeppelin. He started running, spinning his hammer, and leaped into the air, sending lightning forth in front of him, which cracked and ripped through the air, striking some of the guards into the chest, lifting him off the ground. This guy was an absolute unit, delivering lethal blows left, right, and centre. Yes, some of his guards were innocent, but in his eyes, anyone who decides to be with his artifacts instead of fighting is not innocent. It started to rain as the storm started to be worked up. The party knew being here would be collateral damage, so they pegged it, taking one of the quickest routes they can to get out of the city. They ran, taking corner after corner, weaving between buildings, taking shortcuts, jumping over fences. Some fences being destroyed from the weight of them jumping over them, but that is a different story. A man came up to him, waving us like, this way, this way. Out of their trust and some good insight rolls, they believed him. He was trying to help them get out of the city. And they could have got out, but they knew they couldn't leave the rider behind. Caitlin couldn't, because the sacrilege and defile of a unicorn was too grievous of a sin not to be punished. And the party kind of shared that mentality. With all of the guards running north, they decided the south exit would be best to take. With a massive distraction like the Dwarven King going rampage, they could get out. But they noticed as they trying to get to the south, the old church which they left Sarah with, the body of the priest was nailed to the front, skinned. And outside was the unicorn, its all defiled and grotesque beauty. They could not leave this rider alone. They knew they had to go and fight him. They dealt with the guards outside with quick succession. They killed the unicorn, and then put it to rest and went inside. And then in front of him was the rider, ISO, Iron Hall. The name did not ring true with anyone. They did not hear it as he greeted himself with that name. It's like, so, you're here to kill me? That's good to know. I mean, I was expecting the great heroes to come and kill me at some point. And you see him, the parties see him just lean outside the window and looked. You killed my unicorn. On regards. Banjovi ran out and cast Fireball straight away. In his eyes, the first blow should be decisive and quick. Iso just laughed and waved his hand and countered the spell. Banjovi casted more spells, and they were just being dispelled one after each other. It's like, I don't actually want to fight you. The part's like, what? What? Banjovi did not hear this. In his eyes, he killed his pet snake by an adder, and he wanted payback. So he started firing his crossbow, trying to land a shot. And he just fell asleep. Head went heavy, and fell face forward. Like, I'm sorry, I did not want that to put your friend to sleep, but he was eventually going to hit me, it'll hurt, and I just don't want that hassle. So I was like, but you're a Dreadlord, you're a Unicorn Rider, you're Agents of Chaos. Sure you want to fight. The world is not that black and white. It's more grey, with bits of shade of beige now and then. As you see, I am really on your side. I don't like the new dreaded king, but I didn't have much choice in my allegiance. It was fight or die. Well, I say die. It was either fight or have my nation die. And I'm sorry, but my nation can't fall to Zargothax, because if my nation fell to Zargothax, it'll be it. The world would end. And I don't want that. I like the world. It has plenty of nice tea. It has... And Penning just glared at the word tea, because he's still mortally terrified of the concept of tea, thanks to Kaelin. It's just too nice to live in. Plus, there is a lot of nice artifacts in my world, which I could not let him have. If I let him be, he would take them all. I mean, the artifacts which people don't know I have. Like Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life, is in my kingdom. And I don't want him to access the Tree of Life, because any necromancer with access to that kinda is extending the godhood. I know he wants to extend the godhood, but I was not making it quicker for him. The party was stunned at this. It's like, guys, do we believe him? I don't know. So insight checks were made, and they all succeeded enough to believe him. So, I didn't want to fight you guys. And I know I'm going to have to fight you guys, because if I don't fight you, then I'm suspected of being a turncoat, and I don't need that. So if I'm going to fight you, I'm going to fight you with all my skill. And I will probably die. And I'll accept my fate, accept my death. But if I do die, I want to tell you stuff first. He wants to bring back a hellish god from the 13th hell dimension. How he's going to do it, I do not know. Or even has the ability to do it, I do not know. But I cannot let him do that. And I know you guys are probably sorting that out on your own journeys, finding ways to beat him. But I have a map. That map may help you out a teeny little bit, and can give you some information. There's a few notes in there as well. A few books that the previous priest had left behind. And it's time to do it. I can't say them much more, because I'm scared when one of his guards will come back. Well, one of the loyal Zarkrix guards comes back, and hears me being a turncoat and runs. And shares information to people I don't want to know, because I don't want Zarkrix knowing I'm a turncoat. So, I'll bid you farewell. And it would be nice knowing for a short time I knew you, but I would still have to fight you. He drew his sword out. His armor shrank to a natural green tone and changed shape to be more organically carved than the brutish, sharp metal edges of before. Because I am one of the kings of the Fae, and I'd rather my death be here, where you can deal with my body, than the hands of Zargophax, and my kingdom falling because of it. So let's fight. Everybody drew the blades. Banjovi was awoken. The fight was to begin. So that's the end of this week's episode. Hope people had fun. It was nice to be back doing this again, because it's been too long since I made a video. And the previous competition is still up. When I hit the sweet 50 subscribers, I'll be giving out some sweet goodies. And it'll be more 100 and 250 as always. So, I'll be you for the day. And as always, hope your game was long and your crits are plenty. It's been Warlord, and I'll see you next time.